I think the challenge of trying to explain something that is inherently very technical comes down to the challenge of how well you can describe it without technical words. And from there, you typically see where the conversation goes. Sometimes you need to ask another question, but at the end of the day, because I'm responsible for helping customers solve problems, I need to know a little bit more about what they do so that I can help describe a bit about what I do. I started out with enjoying the challenge of math and science, and chemistry in particular. So even as a kid, going back further, I really liked to play with Legos, to put things together, to see something come out of a lot of small pieces that were, really a lot kind of the same, and create something. And I think that really invested myself in interest into the field of engineering. I didn't know a whole lot about what I would be doing after I graduated, but having decided to be in chemical engineering, I stuck with it. But really it was a lot of trial and error. So I started with a small company that was doing consulting studies. So I never worked in the plant, but I always helped improve plant safety. I realized I was a lot better at explaining the results of the studies than actually doing the studies. And that brought me a lot more sort of happiness and joy to be sitting with customers, talking through problems, how we approach the challenges, and then how we got to the results and what they're gonna do with the results. So from there, I started to work on proposals and doing demonstrations of the software and solutions that I was working with at the time. And I just got a lot more energized working with customers directly. The way that I approach customer challenges is the same way that you approach a problem set or a big design challenge that you've been given by your professors. First, you have to understand the bounds of the problem. You have to understand the constraints. You've got to understand the inputs. You've got to understand what the objective is. It's really about systems thinking. We have to be really clear about the value of the solutions that we're offering. So a lot of times we solve problems as engineers, but sometimes we're trying to find a problem, or we have a solution and we're looking for a problem. So just because you have a good idea doesn't mean that that's really going to help or solve the problem at the end of the day. We find this a lot when we're working with our customers is we have some really great ideas, but they're either not practical or they're not really solving the problem that they're bringing. Don't be afraid of something if it feels too big. So apply for that job, apply for that internship, go for that class, give yourself a real challenge. What's the worst that could happen? You'll learn something one way or another, whether you fail or whether you succeed or something in the middle. Don't be afraid to try new things and to keep an open mind about what the future could hold. And you never know where you're going to end up. So having the experiences and learning all the things that you can right now is going to be incredibly important to making decisions in the future about career, life, and so on. So my recommendation is to have a serious look at chemical engineering if you want to have a serious impact on the world.